Hey guys, welcome back to Telltale. I'm Emily.
I'm Greg.
And today we're going to be doing our top 10. But this is a little different than what we've done.
Yes.
We're doing a top 10 of movies where the books were better. Or is it the other way around?
You got it
Alright,
wrong.
sorry.
It's the top 10 books where the movies, if they made a movie, it could be better.
Yes.
We are Telltale Books, bringing you the best in literature, literary topics, and graphic design and bookmaking.
If you want to support us, you can find us on Etsy and Pango, where you can find gently used, rare, and even top quality used books.
And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and maybe even that bell to be notified when new videos go live.
Thanks for joining us.
All right.
And you actually have 10, right?
I actually have 10. I won't go through all 10 though, because some of them are kind of a series that were a cop-out.
Okay. Because I only did 5 thinking we would each do 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll just do 5. My first one is Wicked. I know there's already 2 movies now for it, but they are nothing like the book. And I feel like if they had done a Wicked movie that was very similar to the book, or even a mini series, first of all, it'd have to be unrated or R-rated, because there's some serious graphic stuff in that.
Okay.
But I think it is far more rich of a story.
Yeah.
Far more interesting, far more naughty and witty and devious. It actually paints the Wicked Witch as wicked and tragic in both cases. A far more interesting story with almost happily ever after kind of ending to it. And if you go through the whole series, that would be even better. So give me a mini series of all of them. All of it. That would be great. So do we want to popcorn back and forth and do I do one, you do one?
We'll
okay.
Back and forth.
Okay.
I haven't read Wicked or seen any of the movies, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, as a musical, it's fine. It's okay. As a Broadway musical, it was great. As a movie, they did a fantastic job basing it off the Broadway musical. Something like the book, though. Heart-wrenching, tragic, incredibly detailed. Gets into all the nitty-gritty of all the wars that actually happened in the original source material. It's a pretty epic fantasy.
But do you really think where they made 2 movies that weren't as good as the book, in your opinion, do you really think that they have the capability of doing better than the book?
Yes. I actually think they do.
Okay.
I do think they actually have doing better than the book.
Okay. If they resurrect Alfred Hitchcock and get him to do a musical. Okay, so my first pick is a very popular book, Boy's Life by Robert McCammon.
I've never read that one.
You haven't?
Tell me about it.
I did a buddy read with Samantha on it, and it's a coming of age book.
Okay. I like those.
Probably the closest thing similar to it would be Stand By Me. It's based on a Stephen King story.
Okay.
So it'd be that kind of a movie, and it's a really good book, but in my opinion, not a great book. And so I think the right people making a movie could turn it into a really, really awesome movie.
Okay.
It's got all the right ingredients, but the book just doesn't quite rise to the occasion, I think.
Okay.
So I didn't feel it was a top tale.
Okay.
And so it has that room for the right people to come along and make a movie out of it that would just blow everybody's minds and be as good as any Stephen King adaptation.
Yeah. Great. That's a good one. Oh, what's next on my list? All right, I'll pick one. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is a Guillermo del Toro. There's many iterations.
Did you see the Del Toro?
I did.
Okay.
I did see the Del Toro one. I feel like they could have. Here's my thing. The Del Toro movie, while very close to the book, does not follow it exactly. There are some additions that they made that were good. I felt like they were very good and well done. Not necessarily necessary, though.
Okay.
So one of the major things was Elizabeth is Victor's brother's fiance, not his, who he's pining after. Mm-hmm. That's not how the book goes.
Right.
It's actually Victor's long cousin who's been like a ward in their house ever since childhood. Mm-hmm. I felt like that was tragic enough. So I think a movie could be made that's exactly like the book that really blows us away. Del Toro already almost did it. I still love that movie. It is fantastic. Still love the book. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Just if you stuck to the source material a little more with the same theme, I think it could have been better and much more true to the story.
Okay.
So
there again, it's one where I feel it's been made so many times.
Yes, but not as close to the actual book.
But a movie, especially a movie of a book that's so old, it can't be exact to the book. It's got to be different.
But it could.
And that book is epistolary, where it's all letters.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily.
So
some of it is.
You can't be completely accurate to that in a movie. You got to change some things to make it a movie.
But I think there are things they could have changed while keeping most things the same.
Okay.
They could have had, the interaction of the monster and Elizabeth at one point be tragic, where the monster is explaining to Elizabeth why he has to kill her or something like that. You could still take artistic license but still stay absolutely true to the story.
Okay.
And just include other interactions. So almost got it, but not quite.
Okay.
For me. It's just hard with a book that's so iconic like that, where it's close. This last movie was so close. Mm-hmm. And I still loved it. Like, it's a fantastic film. Go see it.
Okay.
And go read the original book too, because it's amazing.
But the original book is awesome.
I think there's a lot of different ways they could have taken an artistic license and stayed more true to things and made an even better movie.
Okay. Definitely with special effects today. I mean, the Del Toro, with his, the art direction behind that, beautiful. Del Toro's direction of the movie. It's
phenomenal.
Just an awesome movie. It's beautiful.
The way things are color coded is fantastic. The costuming,
and so I
lighting,
think it is the best so far.
Yes, I would agree. Best so far, could be better. Mm-hmm. I'm very critical though. Can you tell? I'm really being merciless.
Yeah. Okay, so my second choice, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Mm-hmm. Super, super popular story. Doesn't have the erotic content of ACOTAR, so it would be appropriate for all audiences. Mm-hmm. And it is a really terrific story, but as a book, Maas's writing is not that sophisticated. It's very it shows her young adult roots, and that one was the first book in that series was actually a young adult book, and so it's kind of written simpler, and so it lacks a certain punch that I think the right people making a movie could take it and elevate it above what it is as a book. It's very visual, got a great story, great characters. It's got all the materials, but it doesn't quite make it to a great book. And so a movie could take that
it
further
to
the next level. That's my number 2. Your number 3.
Oh no. So this one also has been made into a movie, but it was shit. It was absolute shit. I was so disappointed. Artemis Fowl.
Okay.
Owen Colfer is fantastic. He does write children's lit, and he does some very fantastic fun books. They are very basic, like you said, in writing. They're not super complicated, but the imagination behind the characters and the settings are so wonderful. It's like on par with Unland Done for me.
Okay.
In that realm, just it's not like the most strong, sophisticated writing because it's for kids, but it has the potential to be a fantastic movie with the movie magic we have now.
Okay.
But they tried to do too much, and strayed too far from the storyline, which is already really good, despite being very simple. Boy genius discovers the existence of fairies and basically goes through, like, Mafia Man style and exploits everyone to try and find his missing father, who was kidnapped by the Mafia. And then the series continues, and he gets older, and he has twin siblings and all that. It's a really great series, but the first, like, 3 or 4 books could honestly be a trilogy of movies, even a quad of movies.
Okay.
But they just jammed too much into one of the movies, didn't follow the storyline. The acting was okay, and, like, the effects, the special effects were really good. Like, they did a good job paying homage to the worlds. But it just could be better.
Okay.
The movie was just too basic, and the book is just all right.
Okay.
Like, they're fun, and it's a mediocre children's book that you cling to for the rest of your life because you loved it so much.
I thought you gave that one a top tail.
It is a top tail for me, but there's also a sentimentality that goes with that too. That is part of it. I do love it. It is very simple writing, though. You got to admit.
Okay.
It's for kids, so it's going to be simple. But yeah, could be better. Could be a better movie. Yeah. Make me a better movie. Someone make me a better movie. Please. I need this.
And one we all are on pins and needles for is the Netflix Narnia series.
I know.
Whether or not that's going to do justice.
Interested.
Yeah, but that may be one of those where they just can't make a movie that's going to be as good as the books. You mentioned on London. That's another one. I don't see anybody being able to take that and do justice with it as a movie. It's such a brilliant book.
It's so brilliant. But they were close, I think. At least with the effects and stuff and doing the world justice, I felt like they did pretty well in Artemis Fowl, the movie.
Right.
They could do better, though.
Okay. So my number 3 is by Arthur C. Clarke. It's The Deep Range. It's a brilliant story, but it was published originally back in the 1950s. It isn't the big spacey type thing like Childhood's End or 2001. It takes place in the future, but it takes place entirely in the ocean, and it's mostly a character story.
Okay.
Which Arthur C. Clarke, I feel, did a really terrific job with his book, but 1950s science fiction authors were not the best at doing character. I think he did a really good job with the character, but I think the right director, the right writers today could take that story and tweak it into something amazing with some really powerful character, a really powerful drama, and of course all sorts of cool undersea cinematography. And just be a brilliant, powerful movie.
Give it to Spielberg, he'll do it.
Yeah. I think
there's
the
so
right
many
person...
directors who love underwater movies.
There are.
They just love those. But yeah, Spielberg.
Who did Titanic?
I don't remember.
He also did The Abyss. Is that
Cameron?
Yes. Is that Cameron?
Yes, James Cameron.
He likes those undersea type things.
Yes, he would do a fantastic job. Yes.
And bring it to the screen. I think it could be a movie that far surpasses the book. And I do love the book. But I think a movie of that with the right people today could be a blockbuster. It could be Oscar material.
Yeah.
Because it had a really great story.
Yeah.
And some powerful emotions in the main character. That could be played up and finessed and turned into just a brilliant movie.
Yeah. All right, what number are we on? 4?
3.
3? Or,
we both did 3. Okay, so you're at number 4. Yes.
Okay. So number 4 for me is Earthsea. I think... So a miniseries was done by Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah.
It could have been better. I think... Lots now
of
have
people hated it.
Yeah, it was not good. It was very cheesy sci-fi CGI stuff and like just not well done. Very basic writing, but like even though Ursula K. Le Guin writes plainly, she writes strong.
Yes.
And so I feel like And Hayao Miyazaki did an animated version of Earthsea, which was beautifully done, but unfortunately you have to know the books in order to understand who the characters are, because you feel like you're kind of coming into a conversation halfway. And he tried to jam bits and pieces of each of the books into one story, and that was not working well.
Okay.
So, beautifully animated, still own it, still watch it all the time, but I want to see an Earthsea movie done better with modern day movie magic.
But do you really think it could surpass the book?
I think it could. I think they could do some stuff, like there's enough play and enough like stuff could happen in in-betweens, because he has all this travel time. He could meet some incredible people. He could have some cool adventures on the in-between. You know, he's a wizard. He could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I think there's some really fun artistic license that could be done. I think the graphics could be so much better than what we've seen in the past.
Well,
I think
definitely.
the dialogue could be far more interesting.
I think if it were done on par with Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings,
that's kind of how I'm feeling.
It could be a really great movie.
I think it could be done really
I
well.
still question whether it would surpass the book. The
I think it
is
could.
Brilliant.
I think it could.
Okay.
And I've seen movies done where, they didn't necessarily stick to the subject matter, but the movie was better than the book.
Okay.
You know, kind of thing. So I've had a few of those myself.
Yeah.
So I think Earthsea is one of those ones that it could be possible while still staying true to the story.
It definitely should be.
Yes, it deserves it.
Even if they fall a little bit short of the book,
it still
to do something
deserves
on par
it.
with Jackson's Lord of the Rings, something
and it's
like
such
that.
a high fantasy that's so iconic.
Yeah,
I agree. Yes,
I
think
that one and the Narnia, if they were done right, they could be really brilliant.
Agreed. So I'm on Earthsea. I'm Team Earthsea.
Okay. My next one is another one that is probably going to be a surprising one. It's a Robert Heinlein novel called Space Cadet.
Okay. Yeah. So surprising that you want space stuff.
Well, no. It's a very old book. You know, published, I believe, in 48 or 49. It's one of Heinlein's first books. It was, back then they called them juveniles. It's a young adult book.
Yeah.
So the story is pretty simple. It's aimed at teenage boys in the 1940s.
Okay.
So it's a really good book, but even as a book, it could be a lot better. So now, today, with today's writing, a coming-of-age story, outer space, lots of special effects, a powerful, thrilling adventure. It could be a great, it would be aimed at the youth audience, which of course is your biggest consumers of movies and such. And like I say, because of the way Heinlein did the original book, there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
And so the right people taking that property, making a movie today with today's technology, rewrite it for today's audiences, I think it could be, really top level science fiction movie.
Yeah, agreed. Very nice.
So, and it would have a lot to do with space cadets, people going out into outer space. I mean, Elon Musk and Donald Trump should be right on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they take over Warner Brothers, that should be the first movie they make.
Mine's actually gonna be surprising. My number 5. It's really gonna blow you away.
Okay.
Is anyone familiar with the Left Behind series? Anybody else have any trauma from that book series? The Left Behind series is a sci-fi series of classic books in Christian culture about what happens after the rapture to all the people who were left behind.
You stumped me with that one.
I know. I feel like there have been movies. They're all shit. I'm sorry. They're terrible. But this is a really interesting concept for a story.
Okay.
And I feel like the books were okay. Like, they have some really good lore. They delve into some of the mythos of the Bible. Really interesting, like, revelation level stuff. Very accurate. Or as accurate theologically as they could be to what might, depending on which theology you believe. Some people, we all die at once and get judged all at once. Some people believe that Christians get raptured and then everybody who's destined for hell gets a second chance but are left behind on Earth to deal with the trials and tribulations of the end times. Mm-hmm. So...
And the rest of us stay here with...
Yeah, and then the Earth and... well, then blah, blah, blah. Anyway... There was like a teen version and there was an adult version. The adult version was like the first ones that came out, and then they made one for teens, and it gave a lot of people religious trauma about waking up one day with everyone gone because you didn't make the cut. And so there actually is a left behind syndrome now from people who are dealing with the trauma of these books. But there are a whole bunch of, a bunch of Christian studios made the Left Behind series movies. They're all terrible. Mm-hmm. I think Nicolas Cage did a Left Behind series story once. I haven't seen it. I have no desire to, because all the other ones were crap. Why would this one be any better? Well, besides Nicolas Cage.
If you see potential in the story, it might be.
I don't know. I'm still deciding if I actually want to see it or not. But the writing's basic. The concept, though, very interesting. Okay. Would love to see, maybe a POV with someone who doesn't have an understanding of the Bible and what's going on. That would be far more interesting, and they're, learning bits and pieces of theology from friends and family, or, whatever. Mm-hmm. I think it would be really interesting to see those done as movies, but better than what we've had before. Okay. And I think they have potential to be far more interesting as movies. Right. Versus trying to make them into these book series. Because a lot of it is fluff. It's just side quest kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Because, what do you do after the apocalypse? But everybody's so, clean cut in the movies that we have, where nobody really does anything really that bad. Mm-hmm. But, there would be lots of murder, there would be lots of looting, there would be lots of sex, drugs, and rock and roll going on. There would be a lot of anguish and grief that is not well portrayed in these movies, that I think a movie could be done much more dramatized and much more interestingly than what's been done before. Okay. So, I think the Left Behind books would be interesting. Could be. Now that I've overcome the trauma of it. But yeah, I think that would actually be kind of an interesting one, because it's kind of like sci-fi fantasy almost. Okay. Yeah, you got this god that just yoinks all his followers, and everybody else is left to
do a review of one of them.
Yeah, they're interesting.
First book at least.
Yeah, they're interesting. They don't end well. Ever.
Well, yeah.
Ish. Anyway, everyone's tragic in those ones. But yeah, they're good.
Okay. My number 5 is one which it just shocks me that nobody has bothered with. Death World by Harry Harrison.
Yes! Yes! Okay. Why
First
not?
of all, Hollywood, Harrison let the copyright lapse, so it's public domain.
Fantastic
you don't have to pay
book.
For this story.
We've literally done reviews of this book. It is phenomenal.
It's
so good.
Imagine a world where all the life on this world is like Alien let loose. And the humans have to try and deal with it.
Even the plants are trying to kill you.
You have characters that are all buff, super...
Because they have to fight everywhere they go.
The women are badass.
Amazons.
I mean, this story could be so kick-ass as a movie.
It really could.
The special effects, the action, the fighting, the humor, the characters.
Everything.
The horror of all the creatures out in the planet's forests, and oh man, this thing could just blow people away for action adventure.
Yep.
Bring back Schwarzenegger and make him do something like this. It would be
great.
The perfect property, and it's for public domain. It's free,
guys. So good. You could just go find it. Yeah. I literally found it at my local library. They have 6 copies at our local library, by the way. It's so accessible, and it's such a sci-fi classic. Yes, I would love to see a movie.
When I was young, the Death World series and the Stainless Steel Rat series were considered really great books.
And
everybody wanted to read them.
They're fantastic.
Well, Stainless Steel Rat is still copyrighted, but Death World is falling into the public domain.
It's on my list of female positive sci-fi, classic sci-fi.
And it has 2 sequels. The second book is public domain. The third one did get copyright renewed, but You know, the first
The other
two
two
are
are
public
fine.
domain.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could pick up the third one for a song.
Yeah.
And so you got an immediate series following
That would
it
be
up.
great.
It's the perfect property for Hollywood to be doing a movie of.
That
Why?
would be great.
You know, instead they have their heads up Marvel's butts.
And we're getting... it's getting overdone.
Yes.
Ugh. And then they turn Marvel Rivals into a Gooner game. Getting over that.
I gave up with that about 10 years ago. I mean, aside
I
from
watched Iron Man 2 and then I was like, I'm good.
Aside
This
from
is
the
fine.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, after Iron
Yeah.
Man 2 and I watched the first Captain America and I thought, these are just all the same.
Yeah.
You know,
I did
there's
watch
no reason to
Guardians of
watch
the
any more
Galaxy.
of them.
That was pretty fun, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, superhero movies are not my thing
No,
at all.
They're
Like
just-
high fantasy, maybe.
they've been done to death. I
Yeah.
enjoyed them a long time ago, but they've been done to death. And
Yeah.
they keep restarting them. That's like, we've already seen the origin stories. Move
Yes. Yes, I agree. Oh man, was that all of them? Did we do 10?
We both did 5. You can go though for the rest of yours, though. We
I
got
mean,
film left in the camera.
all right. Well, my honorable mentions were Harry Potter. I feel like now we could do better. I know there's a mini series or something coming out of that.
Yeah,
But
it's
people
on
hate
HBO right
Rowling,
now.
so everything's kind of a controversy with that. Whatever. I think they could do better though, so I'm hoping Netflix does a better job with that for whoever still wants to be involved with Harry Potter, even though J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit. And then the other one I had was The Shining. I think having an actual movie instead of the miniseries that was closer to the book. I want to see Topiaries come to life and try to eat a child.
Yes, that would be cool.
Please?
And
Why
we can-
haven't we been getting that?
We can do that now with the special effects.
Yes!
Kubrick couldn't do that.
I
He
want
had
to see
change.
it. Another honorable mention was Cinderella, but a very specific one, The Golden Slipper. I would love to see that as a film. And I think there's such a big increase in like Korean and Chinese dramas, that there could be a really lovely, very fantastic live action of something that with that, and with the special effects for the fantasy elements, I think it would be really well done.
Okay.
So I would love to see something like that done. And maybe it exists out there and I just haven't found it. But please send me links if it exists and I just haven't found it. Please. I would love to watch it as long as there's subtitles. I don't speak Chinese. Or Korean or any other. I'm a stupid American anyway. But yeah, I would love to see that. I think that would be really, really cool. So yeah, those were
Okay.
my honorable mentions.
All right. And so that's a good list. Anybody out in Hollywood watching this, we just gave you a bunch of great ideas to make some really killer movies. You just got to get the right team together to do it right.
Yeah.
And not let them corporate marketing people turn it into shit.
I had one more honorable mention.
What?
Lord of the Rings, only because I want Tom Bombadil in it. Please.
Okay.
Please. Please. Anyway, that's it. That was my only critique. Peter Jackson did a phenomenal job.
Not Silmarillion. Huh?
No. I mean, it's a little dry. It's a
Well,
little dry, and it's...
Don't you think that's an
Okay.
opportunity then that they could
There are
make it
too
more
many
exciting?
stories in that. They'd have to do a mini-series. I don't think
Well,
they could
yeah.
do a movie. But a mini-series they could
Okay,
do
well,
and be like...
that's- a lot of times that's what they
yeah.
do with big books and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what they'd have to do because it's like little blips of history and it jumps around a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not jumping around chronologically, it all goes chronologically, but too many little individual stories, they could all be their own movie,
Okay.
pretty much. So,
But anyway, this is a list of books that are good, but they have room for somebody to come in and make a movie that'll be better than the book.
please.
So,
Make a movie.
all of you out there, movie makers, producers, whatever,
Please.
this is a wish list you should take and take it seriously and get the money behind it, get the right crew behind it, and do a beautiful job with these properties. You're going to make a fortune. And you can send part of it to us. I think we should get 5%.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. 5%. Even, yeah, 5%. That's good.
Because we came up with the list.
Yeah. So, do your thing, Hollywood. We'll do our thing with books.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us, guys. So, Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, as well as other subjects. We do art history that we're working on. We're going through a whole bunch of authors' entire biographies. Heaven help us. So plenty to see with that. Also, if you want to help support us, and you already follow us, we do have an Etsy as well as a Pango account to sell beautiful used books. Etsy does more of the collectible as well as antique, and then Pango is a lot more of the contemporary and gently used. So feel free to support us that way, and they do come from our private collections.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly, because we have books we love but needed to replace, or books we loved but want to share the love with others. So thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.